G'day Scarefest fans, Glenn here from fakeshemp.net with you for another week. It's always a pleasure. I hope all of you are taking care of yourselves and looking after one another. And let's get down to something that's pretty nasty. It's a slasher film. It's one that features quite a few faces from the Scarefest alumni. So I think you might get a kick out of this one. Let's take a look. This is Charlie's Farm, the 2014 slasher movie from director Chris Sun, whose previous movie, Daddy's Little Girl, about a father exacting the brutal revenge of his daughter's killer, smacked audiences in the face like a sledgehammer. As you can see, the movie is set against a fairly typical and stereotypical Australian bush landscape, but in terms of themes and conventions, it is very much ingrained in that classic American brand of slasher. And hey, this one even features some very familiar faces and friends of Scarefest. Well, firstly, Tara Reid headlines the movie, and to be honest, you can never expect much from Tara Reid. Am I right? She handles herself well here, and she does deliver a surprisingly decent performance. But then the movie also features the legendary Bill Moseley, aka Chop Top from Chainsaw Massacre 2, and Otis Driftwood from Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy, and he actually also went on to star in Chris Sun's next film, Boar, about a giant killer pig, but that's another story. Scarefest favourite Kane Hodder is also in Charlie's Farm, as well as Nathan Jones as Charlie himself. Nathan Jones was that huge motherfucker from Mad Max Fury Road, but I digress. The story is generic and has a group of friends road tripping to visit a farm that was the site of an infamous series of murders at the hands of a cannibalistic family. Presumed to be abandoned, they arrive only to discover that one feral member of the clan is all grown up and lives amongst the ruins. And from the moment these idiots arrive at Charlie's Farm, it is hammer to the floor, murder, mayhem, the carnage is delicious, and the kills are gloriously depraved. You can see from the images playing right now that this is a stylish movie. Chris Sun sets an atmospheric production design and shoots the night scenes with real flair, and there's a dank and grotty aesthetic draped across the story, and the darkness is used to intensify the jump scares and sudden impacts. So if you like the look of this one, you can find Charlie's Farm streaming on Tubi. It's also available to rent or buy on iTunes, Google Play and YouTube. But if you're a glutton for physical media like I am, then you might want this Blu-ray in your collection. And while you're at it, you may as well check out Chris Sun's other films, Daddy's Little Girl and Boar, and maybe even his cheap micro-budget debut film, Come and Get Me. So there it is, Charlie's Farm, an absolutely kick-ass slasher film. I think you guys would all get a massive kick out of it. So as I said a minute ago, you know where to find it. And that's it for me for another week. And don't forget to catch me online, Facebook. You can catch my podcast on YouTube, on Podbean, on Stitcher, on Spotify, all of those places. Find me in the chat room at Scarefest TV while this is playing. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you stop by and say hi. And I've talked for long enough, so I'll catch you next week.